We lost the legendary comedy writer, actor, director Carl Reiner on June 29th at the age of 98, which makes this an excellent time to remember back to our favorite Carl Reiner movies. What's that you say? A top 5 Carl Reiner movie list? Why, that's easy. Number 5, Summer Rental. Number 4, All of Me. Number 3, Summer School. Number 2, Oh God. And number 1, the 1979 Steve Martin classic, The Jerk. Now this is the Cinema Snob that you're watching, so I can't spotlight any of those movies, but hey, did you know there was a sequel to The Jerk? Carl Reiner didn't have anything to do with it, but you bet your ass we're gonna watch it. The 80s was the perfect time for the terrible twos. T-O-O. The Jerk 2 was a 1984 TV movie that, while executive produced by Steve Martin, starred Mark Blankfield in the role of Navin Johnson. Blankfield was then known as one of the stars of the sketch comedy series Fridays and the lead in the comedy Jekyll and Hyde Together Again. He'd later make appearances on Saved by the Bell, plus a memorable role as Blinken in Mel Brooks's Robin Hood Men in Tights. The Jerk 2 isn't so much a sequel, but a TV remake, as the events in the first one didn't happen. And the plot still has to do with Navin leaving his adoptive family in Mississippi by journeying to the big city. The film also had a different director and a different set of writers. We're in safe hands, people. Co-writer Rocco Ubrisi was a comedy writer for Richard Pryor, George Carlin, and Lily Tomlin, and the other writer, Ziggy Steinberg, no sequels. He wrote Porky's Revenge. The director, Michael Schultz, was behind The Last Dragon, Car Wash, Greased Lightning, Which Way Is Up, but most importantly, Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. I am eagerly awaiting the spin-off starring Mark Blankfield as Dr. Maxwell Edison. The film aired on NBC on January 6th of '84 as a lead-in for the new Lorne Michaels sketch comedy series The New Show, which featured guest appearances from Steve Martin. And I don't know, what else is on? We got a new episode of The Dukes of Hazzard, a new Benson. This decision is too hard. Ooh, we got a new Dream Stuffing, but that isn't on until 9. I'll just stick with The Jerk 2. Let's see if we can tell that this was a secret pilot movie in an attempt to turn The Jerk into a series.
Navin, you're a soft-hearted guy, and the world can be cruel.
Is it too late to switch over to The Dukes of Hazzard? It's the one where fortune hunters want to kill Daisy Duke over a $20,000 inheritance. A comedy sequel theme that utilizes the line "Nobody's Fool." Guess that was common in the 80s. The theme is by John Sebastian. What a terrible welcome back. I'm assuming all of this stuff happens. Spoiler alert, does he die? Damn, there's a lot going on here. How are they gonna fit all of this into a 90-minute movie? But most importantly, will Mark Blankfield do a serviceable Steve Martin?
I'm Navin Johnson, and this is the place I most like to be.
Oh great, it's also a Forrest Gump sequel. It feels instantly weird that this does not have a laugh track. I'm not sure it was a good idea to make a spin-off series based on Simple Jack. The shenanigans already begin as the kids are trying to trick Navin into thinking the bull is sick.
You want me to blow his nose with this?
Well, he can't use a sleeve, can he?
The Jerk 2, a series of events where people are randomly trying to get Navin killed. Luckily, his brother Harold is here. Wait, Larry B. Scott? Lamar Luttrell? Damn it, I knew it was a mistake to blow my Revenge of the Nerds reference in last week's episode. Unlike in the first film, in this one he knows he's adopted, and while a majority of the cast is different, Mabel King still plays his mom as she did in the first. We couldn't afford you a birthday dinner like in the first movie, son, so here's a deck of cards. This is what a Letterboxd reviewer just assumes Rain Man is. In the first film, his love interest was Marie, played by Bernadette Peters, who he met when saving a kid that she was babysitting. Here, he and Marie are pen pals, and he gets invited to her wedding so they can meet for the first time in Los Angeles. Mom is worried for Navin's safety.
Don't you know they'll skin you alive out there?
Oh, Mama, let him go.
Yeah, Mom, he'll be all right.
But the rest of his family is tired of Navin shoving silverware up his ass every night.
Mama, look at him. He ain't your baby no more.
You know, you could just take Navin to a playground and tell him it's Hollywood. In the first one, he was dumb, yeah, but in this, it feels like he's gonna bang the OptiGrab, not invent it.
Well, bye, Grandma. I'm off to Los Angeles to see Marie's wedding.
The new show was canceled after only 9 episodes. I can't imagine why nobody stuck around to watch it after this movie.
I bet you I'm back before your run is finished. I said, I bet you I'm back.
Also, I'm not sticking around for any TV show ever again. Alright, let's redo the scene where the family gives Navin gifts, and now Navin is off to follow in the footsteps of his hero, Sammy Petrillo. But he needs to know where the train is. How is this gonna be difficult?
Mr. Porter, I'm sorry to disturb you, but there's a man here to ask you a very important...
I told you I'm having my lunch.
What is this movie? Anyway, he knows where the right track is now. Best wait for the train. What? He's walking the track? That's not what he's supposed to do. This is like watching The Magic of Lassie if they replaced Lassie with someone who only likes dressing as a dog so they can shit on the floor. What? Ray Walston? Finally, we have a scene together with Glenn Bateman and Tom Cullen. They instantly steal his food. Ray's pretty hungry since he was banned from the Silver Streak. Oh right, gambling's a major plot point here.
Look what I got. A full house.
No, this is feeling more like Fuller House. They keep trying to cheat him, but he keeps on winning. Don't forget, they still gotta make that train to Los Angeles.
Come on. Oh. Come on.
This movie is dumb. Even when they try ditching him, no one is gonna ruin their pit stop at interrupting Pee-wee's big adventure. Look, he's already going to a biker hangout. He isn't gonna teach them tequila, but I'm sure he'll eat a lot of worms. Only when he's done wiping the semen from his lip. What a weird distraction when gambling. Hold on to your shorts. There's a whole pie in the beer fridge. I know where this is going.
A nice piece of lemon meringue pie.
Oh, I thought he was just gonna sit there and eat it silently. After winning all the biker money, he's saved by the biker's girlfriend. Will she be the sidekick for the next few scenes? Never mind, clearly this is the part where Navin dies in the opening credits. Wow, poor Ray must have lost a bet. He's never getting out of this movie. And now they're off to a store selling Vegas stock footage. I miss the highbrow, subtle comedy of Leprechaun 3. It doesn't matter what the game is, Navin is instantly great at it. Why the hell has his family been living in a dump for so long? This movie is so joke heavy, it doesn't matter if they're on the floor or upstairs. Everyone's a comedian.
Look, boys, I already gave it at the office.
Funny. Wait, Jimmy Walker? Damn it, now I'm obligated to reference Going Bananas. This here is a high-stakes cameo game. Look, there's Oy Vey, My Jerk Sequel is Gay! And Martin Mull as a stealth promotion for his short-lived 1984 series Domestic Life, also produced and co-created by Steve Martin. I guess they're continuing on with the gambling plot. Personally, I'd rather follow Martin Mull on his adventures in a Mr. Mom 2. T-O-O. He's already made it to his destination, where he has to say goodbye and safely return Mary's briefcase, obviously, amongst other tomfoolery.
Look at this idiot.
I I miss Ray Walston already. No time for that. There needs to be a misunderstanding. Now get in there and pose for the poster, you dumb bastard. And here's our Marie. Wait, Stacy Nelkin? No, I wasted my Halloween 3 reference last week too. She's engaged to Count Marco, played by Jean Leclerc. And after looking at his IMDb, I have to ask, is he okay? It could be worse. He could be TV Navin Johnson.
Marie! Marie!
And this is why it was a terrible idea for Jar Jar Binks to star in The Graduate. Anyway, it's perfectly normal I invited this stranger to the wedding who instantly starts wrecking shit. God, the pilot for the Venom series is really stupid. This whole movie is like yearning for far superior 80s sequels like Arthur 2 on the Rocks. But good news, he'll now always know what she looks like so he doesn't keep asking where Bernadette Peters is. I am exhausted watching this. Thank God. We can now take a commercial break to remind ourselves what's on after this movie.
Hi, I'm Stiv Morton. Recently, the folks from the original Saturday Night Live came up with a new show called Bowling for Reincarnation. It never went on the air. So they came up with the new show. It premieres this Friday on NBC, and I'll be there. Either me or a big stinking cow.
And now we're back and canceled. Whew, it's a good thing she gave him that picture. He spent all of breakfast thinking she's Courtney Cox. Hey, look, a guy on a horse. I'm positive something stupid can happen here.
I am Count Marco Federico Rudolfo Felipe del Belvedere, Count of Bosnia, Viscount of Tasmania, and noble-born Prince of Velasco.
I'm Navin.
Funny. When's he accidentally gonna jerk off the horse? With Marie's upcoming wedding to Count Marco, you know what this movie needs, a villain. I was kidding. Why does this have a villain? I just want to see Emmett Walsh shoot at cans, god damn it! And worse yet, Count Marco is cheating on her. Therefore, she should end up with Francis Ford Coppola's Jack. Think of the hilarity! They won't make it to their 10th anniversary. Not because of divorce, but because they'll somehow die in a hot air balloon explosion. I say we get in some classic reminders of the great romance moment by moment. Good. The montage is over. Oh, guess we're not done yet. He needs to get stuck in a tree like a cat. Here, let's leave him by himself. What's the worst that could happen? What? Gwen Verdon? I have the feeling we're about to be introduced to a zany new character.
You don't need analyzing. It is not so surprising.
What in the actual fuck? 51 minutes into a 90-minute movie? That's not too late to turn into a musical. That's the Baby Huey Easter method. The longer this goes on, the more it is turning into Sgt. Pepper. They might die in a balloon accident. Better than this musical number.
Tossing in my sleep at night.
I know, I feel like dancing when my ears start bleeding. Anyway, I guess we should get back to the plot.
Unless you're in love with the wrong person.
Can we just assume that's the end and Count Marco killed him at a firing range? Also, Count Marco is a dictator now, so let's stuff Navin's mouth with food so he'll stop talking. At least someone here finds his antics enjoyable.
Your family wouldn't be of the Steele Johnsons, would they?
No, ma'am. They never steal.
Stop encouraging him! After all this public humiliation, the last straw for Marie's family is finding out he's adopted and comes from a black family. Seriously. Oy vey, his family is black! Ruining the engagement party is one thing, but adopted by a black family, he is to be immediately banished from our mansion. And if you think this is bad news, Poor Ray lost another bet and has to continue acting in this film. Sure, Marie's family is racist, but Navin is gonna get so laid. Not really. He asks, "What should I do about Marie?" And the dancer tells him to let her know how much he loves her. There, I saved you 20 minutes. That just sets up for climbing to Marie's window, which I'm sure he's gonna do successfully, and totally not catch Count Marco cheating on Marie. He'd better hurry so he can save old Widow Jenkins.
Navin?
That's a normal reaction to that. There's almost a funny gag when she pretends to be doing aerobics, but it would have been funnier if anyone saw her doing this and actually believed it. Yeah, I guess I'll go back home. Oh wait, I'm supposed to tell her she's about to marry a cheating psychopath.
That's right, where Route 1 meets the railway crossing.
Very good, madam. Very good.
Also, he's a Bond villain with amazing phone hacking powers somehow. Sure, they could sing "Tonight You Belong to Me," but cutting to a commercial is way better. That way, during the commercial, Navin can be kidnapped by Count Marco, and only this homeless person union can save him. Is this whole movie huffing paint fumes out of a paper bag? Suddenly, the movie becomes a love letter to how great it is to be homeless?
It's not just looking for a handout. It's a good can of beans over an open fire.
See, kids, dreams do come true. They could go save Navin, but in the time it took them to do this speech, Navin's already been shoved into a meat grinder. There's little time to waste. It's the day of the wedding, so they rip off the climax from the Gary Busey rom-com Foolin' Around. Seriously, did the writers watch the wrong movie? It doesn't take long for the hobos to find out where Navin is being held. But Marco has put his best in charge. Ain't no way Navin is gonna be escaping this room. But seriously, there's 12 minutes of the movie left. Let's speed this climax along quickly. It's already moving kinda fast.
I got 2 goons in a net.
What's 2 goons in a net?
Hey, that's 2 goons in a net.
This is some kind of a trick, I guess.
Also, it's a horror movie now. You know, some people would say this is really stupid, but that would imply that anyone other than me has seen this movie. I wasn't kidding, it is the climax to Foolin' Around, where Gary Busey was kidnapped to avoid stopping Annette O'Toole's wedding. That movie had a chase with a hot dog car, this one with an ice cream truck. That one had Gary Busey on a hang glider. This one, oh my god, the hot air balloon. There it is! What's with this director and balloons? I wrote those earlier jokes before knowing the movie actually ends this way. What a weird thing to predict! And then he stops the wedding by stabbing the sheriff in the chest with the knife he got from Marie. Oh, right. Mark was in the other Robin Hood movie. This wedding is going to be stopped through the power of slapstick and slow motion to get to the full 90 minutes.
Marie! Marie!
This movie didn't graduate shit. We have just enough time. Oh yes, he fell in the cake. And yes, there is a pie fight. Now escape in that balloon because comedy.
I couldn't expect any more from my knight in shining armor.
See? Told you they'd die in a hot air balloon explosion. Actually, that'd be way better than the real final line.
Marie, I've got to tell you something. That's the first time I ever... And that's the second time.
Great. He just came. It was a mistake to not go with Oh God Book 2 or Oh God You Devil. Wait, don't go yet! Let us remind you of all the scenes that made this movie awful. Good God, poor the new show. Can't imagine why this didn't go to series. The only funny thing about this film is that anyone would ever say, much funnier than The Jerk! Oh, don't worry, if you really want a copy, there is a double feature with the original Jerk and The Jerk 2. Thanks, I guess, dick. Though probably better to support that release than this lazy-ass cover of the first one. Not even the title makes sense. T.O.O., he's the same character. And in the first one, eventually he does turn into a jerk in the third act. In this, he's never a jerk. He's not stupid, he's a jerk. No, he's just stupid. I don't know what else to say about this movie, so I'll just leave it at, what the hell was this scene about? Just watch the original Carl Reiner classic, as if you needed me to tell you this at the end of the review. Rest in peace, Carl. This stinger is dedicated to you, good sir.
When Optograb came out, I thought it was the greatest thing ever. And I bought a pair. And this is the result.
But no matter what anyone says, you're nobody's fool.